WHCS Cable Channel 5 presents Eastern Regional Group AAA Soccer Semifinals from Bayside High School in Virginia Beach. The Salem Sundevils versus the Kecoughtan Warriors. This game videotaped on Wednesday, the 26th of May, 1993. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole, along with Frank Hughes. We welcome you to Bayside High School for this match between the Sundevils of Salem High and the Warriors of Kecoughtan. Salem with a 13-2 record, Kecoughtan 12-4-1. And one of those defeats, Frank, was at the hands of this Salem squad in the second game of the season.
Right. It was. I think it was 4-0, if I'm correct, and all 4 goals were scored in the first half. Salem's a very strong team. I think it woke Kecoughtan up, and they came out the second half and played a little bit better, and it was a 0-0 in the second half. But Salem team's a really good opponent.
This is Salem in the white jerseys with the orange or red numerals. Kecoughtan green jerseys. They'll be going from our right to our left as the match is just underway from Bayside. A comfortable evening, temperature in the low 70s. No rain now, but it did rain throughout the morning and into the afternoon. So the field will be slippery, and I guess in spots it might even be treacherous, but the squads realize this, and of course they're happy to be playing in at least no rain.
At least.
But the field is going to be a little soft. There's going to be some wet spots. There's a good crown on this field, so I'm assuming that it drained quite well. But time will tell as far as the actual condition of the field after the play of the action.
We were just informed, the announcer told me that the field's pretty dry. It drained well, so.
Our officials for tonight's match, the referee is Chip Boatwright. The linesmen are John Bagdonis and Bill Lakin. This is Kecoughtan on the attack. Ball controlled by the Sundevils. Those of you not familiar with my co-announcer tonight, Frank Hughes, an '88 graduate of Kecoughtan High School, played for Alan Lindsay in his high school days, and is a very welcome addition. Frank, glad to have you with us to lend your expertise.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to lend a hand here, help out.
The Warriors, coming off a very strong finish to their season, shutting out Lafayette to win the Peninsula District Tournament, and then, of course, defeated handily the other night
Western Branch
5-0 over in Darling Stadium, a game we had the pleasure of bringing to you.
Yeah, that game against Lafayette in the Peninsula District Final, I think it helped this team build a little bit of confidence. They needed something to come away from the district since they didn't win the title, which they felt was pretty common.
Dangerous situation, a throw-in from the far side by Salem. And now a battle for control in the corner. The Warriors are able to clear it, but Salem maintains possession. Frank, I will again, as I have in the past, try to do the best I can. My terminology is not.
You're doing fine. I've heard you before, so.
Well, it's not my forte, but it's something I enjoy bringing the soccer matches. We certainly like the variety of sports that Channel 5 is able to bring to the peninsula. And certainly soccer is a very interesting sport, and a lot of people involved in it. There's a lot of people who follow soccer on the peninsula, both in the select teams as well as in the different high schools.
Which I had the benefit of doing. I coach select at Hampton Hawks, which is just down the road from where I live, and coached a little team, and then we switched over to Newport News. They have Newport News Aztec Association, which isn't bad, and then moved on from there up to high school, helping coach at Kecoughtan. I coached for 2 years at the JV level, and now I'm over at HRA helping with middle school. So getting a lot of experience. Hopefully someday I'll be coaching varsity.
It sounds like you're getting a lot of it. You're also an assistant varsity coach with the Warriors.
Right.
So a busy schedule for you, and going to school too, I understand.
Right. I'm going to Thomas Nelson part-time. Hopefully someday I'll be a teacher working on elementary education.
All right, back to the game at hand. Those of you who have just joined us, you're watching the first half of action between the Warriors of Kecoughtan, the Sundevils of Salem. We are just nicely underway. They will be playing 2 40-minute halves in high school soccer. And because of the clock being not up to the ability to record the 40-minute halves, we will be working without a clock. But we'll have a rough idea for you how much time remains in each half. So far, it's been a standoff. Both teams kind of in a feeling out mode, if you might, Frank.
Yeah, they are. They're going back and forth. They're just like you say, feeling each other out, seeing who's playing. It looks like Salem's playing a little bit higher defense, a little closer, more tightly knit. I think Kecoughtan's just sitting back and seeing how Salem's going to attack, and they'll make their defense go along with that.
Now, this was an observation we had in the Monday game with Western Branch, that Western Branch chose not to guard and defend closely and allowed Kecoughtan to set up.
Right. What they play the whole game that way, is low pressure defense, and teams that don't have good speed tend to do that. You know, they have to make up for their lack of speed by giving the team a little more room, and they'll just what is called as jockey and tackle the ball whenever the other team makes a mistake, and hopefully they can, counterattack on that. But it didn't work out too much.
We had an infraction here, which will allow, a free...
direct kick.
Direct kick?
Right, they're going to set up for a direct kick here, if I'm correct. I think so. The refs signal direct kick. This is where they could just shoot it on goal. They don't have to touch anybody with the ball.
Andre Perry, the keeper tonight for the Warriors. Shot goes wide to the right.
It's a pretty creative play there. I mean, that's when you tend to see things happen, is when on directs and indirects, teams make up some stuff to throw the other team off, not sure where they're kicking the ball.
This will be a goal kick. David Worthington just gets the ball back to the keeper. Now the Warriors will set up again. This is Josh Buckley trying to get the ball downfield. It goes out of bounds. The other night at Western Branch, the opponent, the Warriors got 2 goals each from Brent Olson.
And Mike Fullen, I think.
Mike Fullen got the other one, and Ted Walter, I believe it was, got the 5th goal.
Right on a penalty kick. Yeah, that was a good game for the Warriors. They played well. They came out strong and scored rather quickly. I think it was 9 minutes into the game, and from then on they steadily coasted to victory and gained confidence coming into this game, which they need, because like I said, Salem's a very formidable opponent. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they're ranked nationally 13th by USA Today, and that's high ranking, and I think they're formidable to that too, and they're a very good team.
Sometimes that will intimidate an opponent. Of course, there you see a poor clearing kick, but good coverage by Buckley to get it downfield.
Yeah, Buckley's a very good outside fullback. Has a lot of composure. I was happy to coach him at the JV level.
So far, I've noticed that the Warriors seem a little tentative in the Salem zone. And we got a breakaway, but a good job of getting back on defense.
Good composure. That's Raphael Lister.
Number 4, Raphael Lister, who
outside fullback. Yeah, very good composure there. That's what we need from our fullbacks right there. When our fullbacks have composure, then our team can kind of settle down, realizing, hey, my fullbacks have composure. I got confidence in the back. So
Lister, a senior and also a member of the National Honor Society with a 4.0 GPA. We always like to make mention of those fine grade averages when we can. Some good scholar athletes on this Kecoughtan Warrior squad. The Warriors with an opportunity deep in Salem territory. A header misses. Shot is deflected.
Oh, nice hit.
Just went over the goal. Now that'll bring up a corner kick?
Right, a corner kick.
Because it went out of bounds last touched by a Salem player.
And that was another set play, by the way, that we talked about earlier.
Centering pass. And the Warriors unable to penetrate, but they'll get another opportunity. Approximately 6 minutes into the play.
Good tackle.
And again, Lister clears the ball out of bounds.
That was kind of a questionable call there, but yeah, it's close.
Warriors in the green jerseys. Salem going from left to right.
But that shot on goal, how it came about was it's like a set play on a direct and indirect. We also have throw-ins since we have people who can throw the ball extremely far. We have set plays on that, and the other team you could tell lined up inside the box waiting for the long throw, and we threw it short. So
you try to adjust to whatever the defense gives you.
right, try to adjust to that. I think right here they might, yeah, they do. Number 18 for Salem, he's got a long throw here. This is another set play.
In watching the squads warm up, we saw, in particular, 18 Bittner throwing in from the side, and he is very strong and very accurate.
Very accurate with that too, and that's what hurt us a lot in the first half against him when we played him the first game, because they were just unbelievable with that ball the way he threw it. He threw it on a rope like it's just doing, and we had a lot of trouble with it actually. I think they scored at least two or three goals off of the set plays.
Again, the Salem defenders doing a good job of keeping the Warriors bottled up.
They are. They're doing a real good job. But I think Kecoughtan's handling their own. They're not standing down or anything like they did the first game. I think they're coming out showing, hey, we're not going to back down. We're tackling hard.
Again, Bittner will set up on the far side for a throw-in. And of course, his team, do they yell out a set play, Frank?
Usually they do. I think that's because the ball was wet there, but usually they yell out a play like they give it a number or a certain name. We tend to give ours names, and because sometimes with names you can be a little more discreet about it. Not the other team can't catch on to what you're doing.
Right.
Because if you do numbers, a team at halftime can set up at halftime after, and they say, well, they're going to do number one. We saw how they ran it. Let's play it this way, and you could set up for it. So, yeah, generally you're right though. They yell out a certain code or something.
Salem again on the attack. This kick well over the net and out of play.
That was a good effort there.
Previously on the throw-in by Bittner, you could see the fact that there is water on the sidelines, and apparently he picked up the ball. It was a little damp and kind of
just a little bit.
It's like
slipping on a banana peel.
To throw the ball 100 yards and it slips out of your hand and goes 2 feet instead. So I'm sure he felt a bit embarrassed by that.
Could pull a muscle that way too.
Yeah, I can see how you could. Again, Salem putting the pressure on. Good job that time of dribbling by the
Donnie
Warriors.
hook there. There's Alan Warren. That's a good look there because he's got Mike Fullen on the wing there.
And the Warriors just can't quite get to it.
That was a good look, though, the way they spread the ball out, the passing and everything. They kind of spread the field out, even though the field is rather small.
That's another point I wanted to make, Frank. How does this field compare in size to Darling Stadium?
I'd say it's probably about a couple yards short on each sidelines.
Even more so than Darling?
Even more so. It is rather small. Yeah. They're kind of close, though. It's hard to tell. I'd have to be down. I mean, I've been down there, but it looks to me like it's just as small as Darling Stadium.
Well, it's obviously a football field, and there can't be much more space on the sidelines here than there was at Darling. So it would appear to me. And I talked with Carl Greaves, who was with us Monday night. And of course, he said that the smaller field in some ways favors the Warriors because they're used to playing on a smaller field.
Right. They are that too, and if they played on a bigger field against Salem, Salem has such a skill level they can work the ball with those spaces. Plus, they're a little quicker than we are, and that would hurt us because defensively, our fullbacks tend to be slower than anybody's forwards we played against. So, a smaller field would cramp their style, which obviously it has in a way, but.
Saw some good action a moment ago from Chris Blaylock. Of course, he is one of the more outstanding scorers on this team.
Good work there.
Centering pass headed away by the Sundevils.
That foul there. He didn't need to commit that.
So Matt Dyke, guilty of the infraction. And we have a substitution. I don't think he's severely hurt, but shaken up slightly.
Just a bit. I think he got clipped around the ankle or something. That could always hurt.
Steve Jones limping off to the side. He is going to sit down for a minute and catch a breath. Here's an opportunity to see some of the action a moment ago. You see Matt Dyke tripping the player.
Yeah, that's all there is to that right there. I mean, I think he just overcommitted. In that situation there, he doesn't need to step in and let the guy gain possession of the ball and at least try to take it later on down the field. But right there, you're committing a foul when you don't need to.
So free kick coming for the Sundevils. Approximately a fourth of the way into the first half, about 10 minutes
I think the
in.
ref missed a call there.
Shot on goal, handled nicely by Andre Perry.
Yeah, since the first Lafayette game when they lost 4-0, Andre's really come around, and that's helped the team in confidence in the back. Because if you don't have a good goalkeeper in net, or at least a confident goalkeeper, you're going to be hurting as far as your confidence is on defense. So.
Salem with the throw in, and there will be, well, we got an infraction.
I think that was a push off by the Salem player. He pushed on the back.
So that occurred before the hand contact with the ball.
I think that's what created the situation of the handball.
And there is another infraction. One of the Salem players, Bittner, a little too aggressive.
I think he's getting a yellow card because of delay a game and kicking the ball away when he doesn't need to. I don't think the card needs to come out that early. I think he just needs to probably verbally warn him.
And it would appear that Bittner is going to come out of the ball game, out of the soccer match.
I don't think he needed to come out that early. I mean, that's rather early for a yellow card to come out, but that's under the ref's discretion. So.
Now, what occurs in the case of a yellow card?
The player comes off the field and he's allowed to come back on, but he has to be subbed. And as soon as he's subbed, he can turn right around and come right back on the field, which I'm sure he will in probably a couple more minutes.
And to say Bittner is upset would be to understate the fact as he doused someone on the sidelines with a cup of water.
I'd be a tad bit upset too. I mean, he lost his temper on the field, but I don't think the card should have come out that early because that's something he's got to think about the rest of the game. I mean, if he gets another yellow card, he's out of the game and the next game after that. So that's if they win. Or
didn't seem to warrant quite that stern a situation, but.
Well, you never know what the ref's intentions are. I think he's just trying to get control of the game. Some refs like to do that to where they like to show their control or keep control of a game, and they'll pull those cards out early and let the players know, hey, you're not going to get away with much here. So.
It can be a good thing. Again, I'm sure the officiating in soccer is like that of other games. As long as you're consistent, then both coaches will have little difficulty with it.
Right. You're right there, but it can also backfire on you too. If you come out that early with cards, the game could just get out of hand and people just looking to kick each other because of their frustration on the ref.
You see a good look at the Salem bench, and number 18 in the middle of your screen, Bittner, the young man who got the yellow card. And in fact, his head coach, Ken Fabian, who I want to thank very much for his assistance in compiling statistics and information for us, standing on the sidelines with Bittner. And of course, we want to thank Alan Lindsay over at Kecoughtan for all of his help and cooperation.
It's a good flick there.
Warriors trying to advance the ball.
Good
but
defensive play there.
Salem with a good defense and back on the attack and handled easily by Perry, the keeper.
Both defenses are playing a good game right now, going back and forth. I think I had the commentator curse there.
If you just joined us, we're about a third of the way through the first half. You're watching the Group AAA Eastern Regional semifinals between Kecoughtan and Salem. Coming to you from Bayside High School, this is Tim Cole along with Frank Hughes. My good buddy and usual partner, Bob Hintz, is off to Canada for about 10 days, so he will be among the missing, if they'll let him in, and there is some question. First real, well, I guess maybe on one other occasion the Warriors have been in the offensive zone, but really not much in this first half.
Oh, not much at all. I tell you, that Salem team's very strong on defense. That 18, what's his name again? Bittner. He's a really strong player. He adds a lot to their defense, and can be very intimidating because he is a big player.
Play getting a little rough. I've noticed some incidental, but nonetheless pretty substantial contact between the players.
They're just going in hard. That's the way regional play should be.
Yeah, nothing flagrant or anything, but certainly hard played.
That's what coaches want from their players, going hard and get the ball. It's nice, clean play so far.
No room for the timid. A throw in from the far side. Centering pass. Again, a dangerous situation. Is knocked over the goal.
I tell you, you can heave that ball a long way.
You're absolutely right. That is, of course, and think about it, how much more accurate you can be, generally speaking, throwing the ball.
Definitely. A lot more accurate than you would kicking the ball.
Yep. Very positive asset for the Salem team. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play. Kecoughtan Warriors shaken up.
I think that's Alan Warren. Yeah, it's Alan Warren, number 17. I think he's. I think that little play over there against the sidelines where he ran into the Salem player going for the ball. I think he shook him up a little bit. I think that's good work by the referee. He's looking out for the players there, obviously.
He is replaced by Thomas Hansen. This is a young man who transferred from Denmark.
Right, an exchange student.
Does everything, likes to play football and wrestle as well.
And he's added a big element to our game as far as composure goes and getting the team pumped up for a game, because he is a very low-key player and has a lot of composure when he does play. And he has a good head on his shoulders.
Again, that strong Salem defense bottling up the Warriors. No score here in the first half. Two teams that can put points on the board. Again, good defense by the Warriors to get the ball out of harm's way as they try and set up on the right side. Keepers for both of these squads have enjoyed good seasons. The Salem keeper, Frank, has only allowed .46 goals per game.
I'm not saying anything against keeper, but you can attribute that to the fact that their defense, like I said, number 18, Bittner in the back, is a very strong player, and it's hard to get by somebody like that, and he gets his other fullbacks into the game and tends, not many shots on goal. If you don't have many shots on goal, it's a lot easier on the keeper. A lot easier. I really haven't seen him tested when we played him the first game or tonight so far.
We noticed in the game with Western Branch on Monday night, the Kecoughtan defense played extremely well. And for that reason, of course, you make your keeper look good. If nothing gets through the defense, he doesn't have to work very hard.
Right, he doesn't have to work hard at all. But that goes along with the fact that, you see, it works both ways. If you have confidence in your fullbacks, keeper doesn't have to work hard, you'll be all right. But if you don't have confidence in your keeper, then your fullbacks aren't going to play that great. So, like I said, when Andre Perry's starting to come around and play a lot better, the fullbacks have more confidence, in fact, and then it turns around and he has more confidence in himself. So I think the defense has really come around for Kecoughtan.
Excellent play by the sweeper on that last play. David Worthington did a good job as Salem had an excellent opportunity, and Worthington was there to break it up. And that's not the first time tonight that he has done that type of play.
That was a good call by the ref.
Looked like the Warrior might have been thrown away from the ball. A little
Just a little bit.
physical action there. Referee tonight is Chip Boatwright. Linesman Bill Lakin and John Bagdonis. Bagdonis from the Peninsula. Is Lakin also from the Peninsula?
Yes, sir, he is. He's from the Peninsula.
Actually, I say Bagdonis is from the Peninsula. I know that he has lived on the Peninsula for some time. I don't know if he still resides there or not, but years of experience in officiating for John. Warriors trying to get something going on offense here, and the Sundevils get back quickly.
They do. They're an awfully quick team.
Take nothing away from Western Branch, but they're not even tonight, at least, similar in their abilities to the Sun Devil team.
Right. I think the Western Branch looked like they were a young team. They were a big team, but a young team, and they were rather slow. And against Kecoughtan is not too fast, but if Kecoughtan seems fast in that game, then the other team is relatively slow, because this team here for Kecoughtan is not too fast at all. I think Blaylock and Mike Fullen up front are the fastest players on the team, and that's about it. Everybody else is pretty much average. And this Salem team being as quick as they are, I mean, they're right there. You could tell their quickness works for them.
Alan Lindsay, the Kecoughtan coach, not hesitating to do some wholesale substitutions there. I'll see if we can pick up those substitutions as we can.
Oh, Alan's always wholeheartedly into substituting as much as he can. Any player that's fresh on the field is a better player in the mind of Alan at times, especially for defense, because Alan's such a defensive-minded coach. He's told me and players in the past that have played for him, and he says, if you're not playing good offense, at least play good defense.
And again, you see Worthington on defense getting the job done.
I think, what is it? Offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that's in the mind of Alan all the way.
This will be a corner kick for the Sun Devils. And a header above the net and out of play. So again, boy, I tell you, those corner kicks and throws from the side in those corners is
right.
They're just
right there. I think Kecoughtan they were caught ball watching. They weren't watching their man run through, because if you saw that big gap right in the center there, I mean, you can't allow that to happen.
We'll see this again. Watch
right. Notice the big gap and two guys right there. They came up a little late. They need to stay with their man.
Good job by our crew as always. Alan Parker working on the instant replay. Scotty Bauer is our director.
That was a good defensive play right there. That shows their quickness. I mean, the guy was sliding before he even touched the ball. I mean, it shows the quickness for Salem right there.
Momentary stoppage. Now we'll pick it up. And again, the Warriors allowing Salem to get down into Warrior territory. It's been pretty much a slanted field here in the first half. Most of the action in the Kecoughtan end, but we have no score.
Right there, that ref should have let the play continue. It's continuation, and if you get fouled and the ball continues in your favor, he should have let that go, because I think Kecoughtan would have had a breakaway there.
And another infraction. Now, what happened there, Frank, if I may ask?
Just Allen, he went in for the ball hard, and I think he missed the ball. The player had the ball between Allen's legs and went in hard on the guy and pushed him off, which is a no-no in this ref's book, definitely.
A little better than halfway through the first half. No score. The winner of this game will face Cox High School Friday night. Cox a 4-2 winner over Lafayette earlier this afternoon. And the winner of this game will also be assured in the state championship round, as two representatives from the Eastern region will attend, and one will be Cox and the other will be the winner of this game.
Good clear right there.
Warriors with an opportunity here. And the pass just a little behind the Warrior player. Good effort by Brett Olson.
He turned and looked for Chris Blaylock on that shot. I mean, right there in that situation, I think he could have turned the goal, but it's hard to say being I'm up here and he's down there, but
it's a little different perspective.
It is. You could see Chris lost his footing, so the field seems a little wetter than we expected, I guess.
It rained hard last night on the peninsula, and I would assume
it rained hard
most of the day here.
Oh, it did. It seemed like the clouds just stopped and stayed around.
Perfect playing conditions as far as the temperatures and humidity. A very comfortable evening.
Very comfortable. It's a beautiful night.
Warriors down in Salem territory, but not for long, as back come the Sundevils. Again, David Worthington gets the ball back to his keeper.
Yet again, there's that good composure that works on both sides of the ball. I think Salem has a lot of it, and David Worthington, he's a very composed player.
Now, we saw Perry the other night. He's not a particularly long punter.
Oh, he's definitely not. Something we tried working on with him throughout the season. I was working on him with his punts, and I told him it's not necessarily you don't have to kick the ball far, because we had Todd Pope last year who could kick it over half field and to the next house. And
yeah, I remember that.
But with Andre, I told him, I said it's not really distance you have to worry about as much as accuracy. You wanted to get it to somebody on your own team to get the flick off.
Warriors with the throw-in, centering. This is Blaylock, and he loses it to the Sundevils.
Both teams are playing very good defense right now. I think that would be called an obstruction call. The Salem player didn't play the ball, and Matt going for the ball. Guy got in Matt's way of playing the ball, which is called obstruction, which is an indirect kick.
Olson trying to get the ball in the center of the field for Alan Dawkins.
I think we'll get a set play here if we can.
Centering pass, and
that was a foul on Brett Olson, the forward. I think he jumped on the back of the Salem player.
Now that was called by the linesman. Is that a little different situation in that the linesman can call those infractions?
Well, see, the reason we have linesmen on the field is for the ref. The ref tends to, he doesn't miss a lot, but he'll miss some calls, like in the box area and all that. The linesman's job is the little infractions like what Brett did, jumping on the back of the Salem player. Also, the offsides, the linesman is the primary person to call the offsides because he has the the angle of the offsides play if somebody is in fact offsides, and that's the purpose of having a linesman.
So my point being that the linesmen not only mark the ball as far as going out of bounds, but they also can call infractions, not dissimilar to linesmen in a hockey match, where they can call certain penalties and certain infractions.
They pretty much call everything the ref calls. The only thing the ref really doesn't call is offsides. The ref can overrule the linesman in certain situations, like if there was a certain infraction or that he felt went the other way, he can overrule the linesman. Or if he felt the ball was tipped in any other way going out of bounds for the other team, he can call it the other way.
You saw two players get tangled up there. We're on the enemy side, if you will. We're over here with the Salem fans, and they have not agreed with a number of the calls by the officials so far.
You'll get that anywhere.
Sure. Just like any good fan. That time it was ruled a infraction against Salem.
Tell you, these field conditions look like they're affecting a lot of the players out there.
And unfortunately, the conditions will do nothing but get worse.
There's the composure of Bittner again.
A little bit of intimidation, too. He was right there to...
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. I noticed he's a good head taller than their coach. I guess he'd go about 6'2".
I think even taller than that. Right. That's if we ever get a shot off on goal.
Throw in by the Warriors. They are in the green jerseys, white numerals. Attacking from right to left. No score here in the first half. About 30 minutes into this half. 40-minute halves in soccer. Clock runs continuously. Again, both squads just not able to really get past certain points on the field. The Salem squad certainly has had the best opportunities to score.
They have. The field conditions, like we said, from up here, we really can't tell what it is like down there. But so far, I think this, a lot of players are slipping. But I think most of the Salem players are wearing the screw-in type studs, which are longer. And most of the Kecoughtan guys are wearing the molded studs, which are shorter, which is affecting their game.
Not giving them as good a traction.
Right. And
this is Olsen. And again, you see the conditions of the field come into play. An excellent job by Mike Fullen to maintain control momentarily.
Oh, he did. I was rather surprised he still had the ball when he got up.
I mean, he really did. And the Warriors unable to keep it in bounds. And quickly, the Salem squad trying to get the ball in, but our picture here is a little dark, and we've noticed that I'm not sure you're seeing that at home, but at any rate, there you go, it's not quite so dark when I adjust that. Lighting
got the
here,
Midas touch now.
yeah, I got it from Scotty. The lighting here is good, but not nearly as good as the brand new lighting system at Darling Stadium, obviously, which
Definitely.
is much more state of the art. And we're at that point in the evening, we're at dusk, where it's difficult for the lights to take effect. Well, we've been informed that there is a huge osprey nest in the light standard to our right of the press box, and they can't turn that on because of the osprey up there. We have to find a new home for them.
I think Kecoughtan got away with the call there. They got called for a goal kick, and it went off one of our players, and generally that's a corner in our book. In the rule book, at least. We got a little lucky there.
So the referee may have missed a call there. And certainly the Salem fans.
Here you can see it on the replay. Definitely went off of Chris Stutt there.
Any good official will tell you they are not infallible. They will miss some on occasion.
That was just rather blatant.
Yeah.
That doesn't bug me at all.
No, I'm sure. You don't mind it when it goes that way.
Definitely. I think the two teams still aren't settled. I know Kecoughtan isn't, and obviously Salem is not as settled as they'd like to be, because their attack is generally a lot quicker and a lot faster.
The Warrior defense has had a lot to do with that. They've been playing extremely well. Warriors on the attack. Centering pass is cleared by Salem.
I think Bittner again. There you go, right there. You're right, though. Both defenses, it's hard to get an attack when you have defenses playing so well like they are.
Both teams getting back very quickly. Now Salem putting some pressure on. Their players came up very quickly there to apply pressure. Warriors showing the experience of the long season and not succumbing to the temptation to panic.
Right. I think if any goal should be scored in this game, it's going to be off a defensive mistake, if anything. Someone losing their composure or just a bad clear or something like that. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Say approximately 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Good job on
quickness
defense.
right there. Good work by Chris Stutt. Chris Stutt's a sophomore.
Just a sophomore, yeah. He's got 2 more years with this Kecoughtan squad. So I'm sure Alan Lindsay is happy to know that. There you see some of the Salem fans here. Salem Sundevils, the Beach District champion, and as Frank said, ranked number 13 by USA Today nationally.
Right.
And they've shown many reasons so far why, but certainly Kecoughtan has stayed right with them.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to be ranked that high. It's
Good job by the Warriors to set up a pass on the right side, but again, the Salem defense is there and quickly on the transition. And a trip committed by the Warriors. Raphael Lister guilty of the infraction.
That wasn't a bad foul because right there they had a quick attack and they slowed things down with that foul and kind of just discombobulated their attack.
That's what you'd call, and you have it in many sports, a good foul. Shot on goal handled easily by Perry. There you see, I believe that's the Kecoughtan side of the field. Is that right, Scotty?
That is, that's Kecoughtan side.
Yeah. This is Salem on the attack.
Again.
Again, and they have been. And a shot wide to the right.
Right there, I think you had a defensive lapse on Kecoughtan's part. They got caught ball watching again. I think the outside midfielder on the right-hand side or got caught up too far in the attack and didn't get back in time.
Late in the first half, too, maybe some of these guys are a little bit tired. It's been a pretty fast pace for the first.
Very fast pace.
So, and again, Alan Lindsay not hesitating to go to his bench as he brings in some fresh players. He has been more prone to substitute than Fabian on his opponent's side of the field. Good effort and a shot on goal again. An easy handle by Perry. He clears the ball out, and that is your half time. So we've played 40 minutes here at Bayside. Yeah, go ahead. Frank, you want to go down and talk a little bit real quickly about the Peninsula District Hall?
Today we got the Peninsula District teams. For first team, we got goalkeeper Scott Powers from Lafayette. He did a great job for Lafayette. I mean, as good a job as he was doing, he got a full ride to William and Mary, and he's worthy of it. Backs also Elliot Newman for Lafayette. He's a very good sweeper, and composure. I may say this a lot tonight, and I stress the fact because that's how I coach when I did JV. I like for players to have a lot of composure because you'll see that over here in the beach compared to our teams in the beach and teams over the Peninsula District. The composure is a lot different. Also, the skill level tends to be a little higher over here, but that's what Elliot Newman had. Justin Billichek, another Lafayette defender, he was probably the strongest defender for Lafayette. I mean, anything he got around him, he was pretty much, nobody's going to take the ball away from him. They had pretty much their attack coming from him. Alan Dawkins for Kecoughtan, obviously. He's been with Kecoughtan for a long time. This is his last year, and he's a very strong player. He's very deceiving looking. He's skinny, but he's rather quick. And last year, I think, who was it? He had to mark Billy Owens from Kempsville, and I think he did the best job he could have.
Let me interrupt you if I may, Frank. What we're going to do is take a brief break here, and then we'll come back. And as we get ready to start the second half, I'd like to give you an opportunity to make mention of some of these other players. We'll give our crew a chance to stretch their legs here, take a break.
Take a break.
We'll return to Bayside High School with the second half of the action between the Kecoughtan Warriors and the Salem Sundevils. We'll be right back. Back at Bayside High School, second half just about set to get underway. The Warriors will start the action. And instantly Salem now going from our right to our left on the attack. No score in the first half. Fine defensive efforts by both squads, but neither team able to dent the score column. Alan, Frank, rather, you were saying that Alan would be very pleased, you thought, with the first half of play?
Well, the first half went relatively okay to him. I mean, he just wanted that first half is what he was worried about, especially the first 15 minutes, to get away from the fact, of Salem getting a goal. Because once Salem, if they would have scored, I think they would have just come back even stronger. So I think he's actually happy with the guys getting off to a good start of keeping Salem from scoring a goal. And I think the guys' confidence will build throughout the game, and they'll play a little bit better, I think, play a little bit stronger. Offensively, I don't think he'd be too happy with. There were certain situations they could have done better, but overall, I feel Allen would be pleased with that.
And it should be. The Warriors played very well, particularly, as you said, on defense in the first half, shutting down this very potent Salem squad, playing them man-to-man, head-to-head. Back come the Warriors. Pass on the left wing. This is Fullen. And
That's
Fullen
a good call. That's a good call.
tripped up.
Fullen had the man clearly beat, and he held him.
Again, we remind you that the light standard to our right in this corner, as you look at the field, there you see
Alan
Lindsay.
I think he's kind of riding the ref there a little bit, letting him know, hey, you can't let him get away with that too much.
And you saw him there, you see him on your screen going back to the bench after having stated his case. The Sundevils clear the ball out, centered again, but a little too strong for the Warriors.
I think we can get a set play from here, like we mentioned in the first half. I guess not, they started a little early.
And quickly back to center field. Beats district champion Sundevils from Salem. The Peninsula Tournament champion Soccer-Kecoughtan Warriors. They lost the Peninsula District Championship to Lafayette, and Lafayette was eliminated earlier this afternoon, 4-2, at the hands of Cox High School.
Yeah, first time we've lost the district title since '84, and Lafayette was the last team to win that also.
Warriors on the attack, and the ball will be a corner kick, I believe. That'll be Fullen.
On the attack.
Fullen.
Mike Fullen, very dangerous player on the attack.
Penetration and cleared out nicely by one of the Salem defenders.
That was a good clear up, but Mike put a dangerous ball in there. That kind of ball he played there was a low, hard struck ball. It's called a POMO ball, point of maximum opportunity. Get in a situation like that, the best thing to do is not really look for somebody, but just to hit a low-driven ball and hopefully hit off somebody and go in the net, which it almost did. I mean, came really close.
Truly the best offensive opportunity in the ball game, in the soccer match, or I should say, for the Warriors, as they really had a good threat there, was unable to capitalize on a good defensive play by the Sundevils. Warriors again on the attack. Chris Blaylock, right side feed, intercepted by Salem, and they are unable to control it.
Looks like offensively both teams are starting to pick up a little more.
And an opportunity here for the Warriors.
Oh,
cleared nicely.
looks like we might have a corner kick there.
Corner
You go.
kick coming up. Again, we remind you, this game videotaped on the 26th of May. You may recall the 25th of May was a very rainy night and most of the day today. So the field is in a deteriorating state, although it is in as good a shape as you might expect, having had all the rain we did. It's got a good crown, a good drain. Centering pass, a shot on goal, just left,
wide.
just wide to the left.
It's a good effort. I tell you, it's hard to see with those lights, not being able to be on.
It truly is, and it will be actually to Salem's detriment, I think, because the goalie will have to follow that ball from the dark.
Yeah, that's going to be hard on the keeper there.
Again, Kecoughtan on the attack. Intercepted by Salem. The keeper for Salem has had more action here in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half than he did the entire first half, as Brian Blackmore.
There's a good attack here. Josh Buckley, good defense right there. It's good defense. That's a good ball.
Oh, and a nice pass by the Warrior to no one, but it was a good-looking effort. Again, the Warriors have the numbers, got a breakaway here, but unable to get to the ball is Fullen. Excuse me, not Fullen, but
Chris Blaylock.
Number 13, Blaylock.
Looks like both teams offensively are starting to get in sync here. They're coming out strong. I think that's a push on Alan Warren.
With approximately 1 minute to play in the first half at CEL, there is no score in the girls' semifinal between Salem and Warren.
Looks like a player cramping up there.
I mentioned it's a comfortable evening, but it's a little cool this evening. It's probably dropped down now into the 60s and rather damp. And this, of course, will lend to the possibility of players cramping up, especially after having sat quietly for the halftime.
Definitely.
We're in the second half. You're watching the Eastern Regional Group AAA soccer semifinals. The Kecoughtan Warriors looking to advance to the state final round. A victory here would pit them against Cox Friday night. The winner of this game will play Cox. The loser will be eliminated. Salem, of course, the favorite in this match, a number 13 ranking nationally. And Salem, a 4-0 victor earlier in the season, just the second game of the season for Kecoughtan. So a feeling of wanting to avenge that match, certainly on the minds of the Warriors. Warriors got off to a slow start in the season, losing to Cox and Salem consecutively, then a 0-0 tie to York, and then they got well real quickly and lost just 2 games in the balance of the season. Another golden opportunity for Salem.
That was a good defensive effort, I think, by Alan Dawkins. I think it was Alan that flicked it over the crossbar. I think we'll get to see that on the replay.
Yep, here it is.
And the kid has an effort on goal with a volley. I think, yeah, that was Alan. Just flicked it over. That was a
Was
very
it Allen
good.
or was it Perry?
Oh, that was Alan Dawkins. You
Okay.
could tell clearly. I think Perry just overreacted, and thank God Alan knocked it over the post.
Centering, and the Warriors are able to clear.
Little ambitious on that shot there, but
Might have pulled the trigger a little early.
definitely.
Again, Salem on the attack, and again, an errant shot wide to the left. A goal kick coming up approximately 10 minutes into the second half.
Not a good kick. Not a good kick
Still
at
no
all.
score. And again, not much of an effort that time by Salem on offense either. They seem to be really jumping the gun.
Right, they're just starting a little bit too early on their shots, but I think that might have been the coach's aspect of seeing our game as far as the Lafayette game that one time when it was 4-0. Our goalkeeping wasn't too hot, so he might be seeing how our goalkeeping is, trying to test it a little bit, taking some shots on the outside. Because the first half, Salem didn't take too many shots from the outside, about 25, 30 yards out. And sometimes that could be very demanding on a keeper to make a save because he's not expecting it from that range.
Bittner with a great job, nice dribble, and the shot on goal handled again easily by Perry.
I was informed earlier, he's pretty much got a cannon for a foot whenever he does let loose with it. He takes all their goal kicks. Bittner does.
And an infraction.
I think that's a push on number 15.
So the referee, Boatwright, has been pretty consistent. He has not allowed either team to get too physical.
He hasn't. He's done a very good job, I think, an excellent job, actually, because like we said earlier, that yellow card apparently set the pattern for things to come, and he's putting his foot down for just small stuff, but it works out.
About 28 minutes left in the second half, about 12 minutes in. It brings up the question, and this may be a premature question, but just out of curiosity, Frank, what do we do if it ends in a scoreless tie?
They'll go into overtime, double overtime, 2 5-minute periods, and if nobody scores from then on, or actually I think it's 2 10-minute periods if I remember correctly, and then if nobody scores from then on, it's sudden death overtime, which is 2 5-minute periods, and then if nobody scores again, it's penalty kicks. But since it might be getting a little late, they could close it down a little bit to just the 2 10-minute periods, and then they might go straight into penalty kicks. It's hard to tell. It's been so long since we've been in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's premature, as certainly there's plenty of time, and a goal. And I'll try and pick up the number of the young man.
I think it was number 22.
That would be Sean Bex.
That was a good shot. It was a line drive far post.
That was an excellent shot. There was certainly
nothing Andre could really do about it. I mean, he turned. It was a blind shot. It went between a player's legs. He hit it just where he was supposed to, far post, which was wide open at the time. I think it went right between Dave's legs, and Andre didn't have time to react to it. It was just a good shot on Beck's part.
Beck's a senior, had 5 goals and 6 assists coming into this game. So he gets his 7th of the season. And a huge goal comes approximately 13, 14 minutes into the second half.
I think a push called on the Salem player there. Well, let's hope Kecoughtan can bounce back from that. If not, I mean, Salem obviously is coming out a little bit stronger. I mean, that's boosted him up a great deal.
Yeah, I guess the thing that Kecoughtan has to avoid now is having a major letdown.
That's it.
Because truly they're not out of the game by any means, but and the second goal would be a real difficult situation for them.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a defensive lapse there, and they didn't get the ball cleared out like they should have. And
well, as you said, you really felt like if there was going to be a goal scored, it would be from a defensive lapse, and certainly the defense has been superb all match long. And now a second goal.
Now in that situation, I think Andre Perry should have come off his line and just come out and get the ball.
Now the referee is conferring with the linesman on that far side, and let's just wait and see. No, there is no goal.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
I think what happened was the Salem player who's fallen was grabbing onto Kecoughtan's shirt. I'm not sure if we're gonna.
We should be able to get a replay on this, hopefully.
Might be. I think so. Here we go.
Here we'll see it again.
I think so. I mean, when the ball went through, it was a great ball. I think when the player was falling away. Well, it's a little flick there, but let's see here. This is a great ball here. I mean, that's a very dangerous ball. In this situation here, Andre needs to come out and get the ball. He pushed off the player. That's what it was.
There you saw the contact. And again, back to the live action, Perry makes another save. So there was contact. Now, of course, the linesman is much closer to that
That's
like
play than we are. Right, we were discussing earlier. The linesman you know, what the ref doesn't catch, which he didn't catch, obviously, makes the call there.
So that's a big break for the Warriors.
Major break. That right there could have broke the Camel's back, because that would have just really put him out of.
Now you can see on your picture, and perhaps not nearly as noticeable as it is to us, but that corner is extremely dark, and that's the corner from whence you will see both kicks and throws from the Warriors. A shot on goal handled by the keeper.
It's not a bad effort there. I mean, the keeper wouldn't be expecting that, but too bad it was right at him.
Again, Salem on the attack. Sundevils with one goal here in the second half, and a second one disallowed a moment ago.
I think Kecoughtan has to get it back in the game here and get a goaler. I mean, they got plenty of time, but they still need to get something here. Because obviously Salem's playing with a little bit more confidence. And
you can see on the sideline, Bex just came out, the young man who scored the goal earlier. And that was Bittner, who we've referred to several times on the throw-in. He is a big, strong player, and there you saw him down the sideline and lose it out of bounds. But again, on defense, the Sundevils get back quickly, and they're just like that on offense.
That was a good way to get back. Thomas got back on defense. Man got by him and he hustled back.
You're watching Channel 5's coverage of Kecoughtan and Salem. Group AAA Eastern Regional Semifinals. Tim Cole and Frank Hughes, the assistant varsity coach at Kecoughtan High School. Again, Frank, we really appreciate you coming at the last second to give us your expertise.
Well, I really enjoy doing this. I think this is fun.
I'm sure the viewers are appreciating the fact that you can lend all of your knowledge to our coverage. Kecoughtan trailing 1-0 here in the second half.
Good defensive work there.
About halfway through the second half, a little more than 20 minutes remaining. Bad pass intercepted by the Warriors. And an excellent job by the Sundevils. Great dribbling by Brandon Hughes, number 9.
That was a good job of dribbling there. He was rather quick with his feet. I think Kecoughtan needs to bog down defensively here. They're kind of slacking off, letting their men run free too much.
Centering pass is tipped away. And the Warriors will throw in.
Yeah, I expected that. Allen be getting some subs in right now because defensively they're hurting.
About halfway through the half here, so they've decided to bring in some fresh legs.
They need to, because Salem's obviously in better shape than we are.
I was just noticing that on the sidelines that Bex, the goal scorer, is having his right ankle taped up on the sidelines. So he came out a moment ago and limped a bit, and it was really bad enough to bring him out of the game for at least a retaping of the ankle.
There's something looks like he might have had injured before. It looks like they're taping it again, just for precaution.
Good looking kick by the Warriors. Good centering pass. The Sundevils with a shot handled by Perry. Andre Perry, who's played a good game. The only goal was certainly through no lack of effort on his part. An excellent shot by Bex to give Salem a 1-0 lead.
I think with this field being a little bit wet and that shot being hit low, hard, it just skidded off. It was going too quick for him to react.
Salem again on the attack. Corner kick coming up. You see the Kecoughtan bench.
They're on their heels, guys.
And the linesman, John Bagdonis, on the far side, waiting for the Warrior, or excuse me, the Sun Devil rather, to center. And a shot and a goal. So we've seen how dangerous that centering corner kick and throw-in have been all night long, and they make it pay.
That was a set play there. You could tell that Bittner I think, dummied the ball, which is let it go.
We're told that Terry Murphy will get a chance
right here,
to see
the ball's
this.
hit the Bittner right there, the big guy who obviously dummies the ball. It gets through, and it's a design play to go all the way through and somebody flick it. It's just defensively, Kecoughtan needed to get a body on the ball, and they didn't.
So Terry Murphy is the young man who scores the goal. With about 15 minutes to go here in the second half, and a huge 2-goal lead now for Salem over the Warriors. Kecoughtan needs a goal, and they need it quickly. Good defensive effort.
Yeah, they're looking for Chris Blaylock, they're trying to utilize his speed on the outside. Allen's moving from up front to the right halfback slot here. Try to utilize his speed on the outside and get something going here. They've also moved David Worthington from sweeper to up in the center half slot and Tomas back, because David can provide somewhat of an attack because he is a rather skilled player. I think if Kecoughtan scores in the next 5 minutes, I think they'll be all right. They might get another one to tie it. Right there, I don't know what that was, but
the young man who scored the first goal, Bex, is up and is set to come back in at the next opportunity. Has had that right ankle retaped.
well, there's Bittner's goal kicking.
This is Olsen, and Olsen has the ball stolen away. Another good effort by Salem to stay on the offense. Good ball control.
There's a good ball right there, too. Nice lead pass.
About 15 minutes remaining in the soccer match. 2-0 in favor of Salem. Both goals coming here in the second half after a scoreless first half. Bex and Murphy scoring for the Sun Devils. I'm sorry, our director is trying to tell me something. Scotty, you'll have to repeat that again.
I think he boosted up the video.
Okay, we were talking about the light and lack of it here. We're told that we were able to boost up our video, and hopefully the picture you're seeing at home is a little brighter and clearer than the one we have here in the booth because of the lighting conditions being a little less than
usual.
Yeah, I'm trying to be gracious. Not particularly good. But as I said, you get spoiled because Darling has such incredible good lighting with their state-of-the-art system. As good as a high school stadium can be, I think.
I think those two goals, though, Salem's defense is playing a lot stronger than before, and it's rather hard for Kecoughtan to get a balanced attack going here.
Certainly a very rapid tempo could have a telling effect on stamina as well, although this late in the season, these young men are as in good a shape as they're going to be, I'm sure.
Right. That's a good ball there.
Good effort by Worthington, again, utilizing what you had described just a short while ago, the fact that he's moved from sweeper to be more on the attack. He has some very good skills. And an excellent play there by Salem, and broken up nicely. An infraction could have been called. I guess that's incidental contact.
I don't think so. I think that was a poor call by the referee. I mean, no call by the referee. I mean, that call there, just what I mentioned earlier about if you do get in a situation where you are fouled and the ball goes your way, well, the ball didn't go the way. Salem came back on the attack. I think he should have made the call.
Shot on goal handled by Andre Perry. Perry really had no chance on both of those goals.
Looks like Salem to me is playing just a drop and play defense and play for the win. They're not looking to attack too much.
No, and certainly to their benefit, they're in that situation now with a little more than 10 minutes to go.
Kick back.
Yep, stay back and just don't make any mistakes. You can play conservative when you're ahead by 2. Play defense. You see it so often in other sports, certainly in hockey. You see the same type of thing when you're on offense and behind. You tend to flood the zone.
Right, they're just sitting on the lead right now. They realize they got a two-goal lead.
Again, the Warriors with substitutions, trying to put the right combination on the field that can get the score.
The score is now Salem 1. Mari 0.
Seems like the teams are taking a little more time as Bittner comes over just basically exhausted and lays down on the sidelines, as he has played extremely well and extremely hard throughout the entire match. He's been a very strong
Very strong player.
Game. The opportunity for the Warriors. Shot on goal, just wide to the left.
I couldn't tell if the keeper hit that or did that hit the bar. Or...
I think it may have hit the keeper, but I'm not sure either.
I think the keeper made the save. We're not sure yet. Obviously he did if it's a corner kick now.
It was Mike Fullen who broke down the left side and had an excellent opportunity.
Well, they definitely need to get something here if they're going to get anything.
Here's your replay. You're going to see Fullen stumbling there, but able to maintain his balance, gets a good shot on goal, and you're absolutely right. It was deflected nicely by Blackmore for the save. And now Salem trying to get the ball out of harm's way, and it'll be a throw-in for the Warriors at midfield.
They need to get a situation and score pretty soon here.
About 10 minutes remaining in the second half.
Even with a 2-0 lead, the fans aren't happy. That's not a good call there. It looked like that should have been a corner kick. But with this dark light, I mean, can't see much here though. Need something to happen quick here.
Warriors unable. Oh, a shot into the net. Scoring on his own team.
Oh, that might be a miracle in the making right there. If Kecoughtan can bounce back from that and get a tie, I can't believe that happened. I think that was a miscommunication by a player.
You just don't see that happen very often. We'll try and show you that on replay.
As a matter of fact, that happened during the season to us when we played Denby.
Here's the replay. You're going to see, I guess the last Warrior who touched it would get credit for the goal.
I think it was Chris Blaylock that flicked it through. Yep, it was Chris Blaylock.
A header. Blaylock is the last Kecoughtan Warrior to touch it, and then you saw the Salem player just kick it into his own net. Number 13, Blaylock, will get credit for the goal.
Like I was
clearly
mentioning before, though, that's a miscommunication. It happened to us when we played Denby earlier in the season. They beat us 3-1, and we knocked it in our own net.
The Sundevils again on the attack. The Warriors now looking at about 7 minutes to go in the second half, trailing 2-1 on a fluke goal scored by the Sundevils on their own keeper.
It's a blessing in disguise right there. They could get something going from this, and that would really help them.
So as it is in some other sports too, the goal goes to the last Warrior who touched the ball. That was Chris Blaylock. Sundevils again on the attack.
Good defensive work there by Thomas Hansen. Right, that would be the last person who touched on Kecoughtan will get credited with a goal.
Chris Blaylock with the goal for Kecoughtan. And it'll be a goal kick for the Warriors. About 5 minutes remaining. We do not have an official account of the time being kept on the field. Approximately 8 minutes remaining.
That's plenty of time for Kecoughtan to get a goal in, hopefully. It's also plenty of time for Salem, too, but hopefully defense will hold up for Kecoughtan.
Now, what do you do, Frank, in this situation? Do you tend to flood the opponent's zone then? You bring your backs up a little closer?
You try to attack as much as you can without hurting your defense too much because right now, as you can tell, Salem's got an attack because Kecoughtan's got a lot of players up, and that can hurt you in some cases, but luckily there was a mistake by the Salem player, but you try to get as many people forward as you can. I think right here we're going to get caught with the delay of game. He's obviously trying to waste time for his team.
Held the ball rather than give it to the opponent.
Right.
So Boatwright, the referee, who was not taking any kind of second chances from the players tonight. Both occasions, a yellow card has been given to the Salem player.
Right. But he's done a great job. He's done a really good job.
I'm sure the Salem fans and players would not necessarily agree with your evaluation.
Well, I'm not speaking from the aspect of me being an assistant coach at Kecoughtan, but just as far as a player standpoint, I think he's done a good job.
Here's an opportunity for the Warriors. They're unable to keep control, but now they get it back. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that a point of view would be, I'm sure, different from the Salem side of the ball. But I think, being a rather neutral player, I think that in the game, I think that the officiating has been handled very well. I've seen a lot of consistency, and that's really all you can ask for.
It's good defensive work by Alan Dawkins there on number 20. Robert Starr.
Right around 5 minutes remaining. Kecoughtan trailing by 1 goal. You can hear the players yelling to each other. Positions and plays.
That's good work by Matt Dyke there.
Warriors trying to get on the attack here. They lose the ball to Salem, get it back. That was number 20 for Salem, who was just doing a superb job. Robert Starr, who is also their leading scorer. A chance here for the Warriors.
Good effort by Matt Dyke. He took that right to goal, which he should have done. We got a corner kick coming up.
What I started to allude to was that Matt Starr, number 20 for...
Robert Starr, you mean?
Excuse me, Robert Starr, is their leading scorer.
He's a good player. That's
But what you saw there was his defense coming to the top. He was really doing a good job of preventing the Warriors from setting up. A corner kick now for the Warriors. A very important play.
Whoa.
Headed away, but a shot doesn't quite get through. The Warriors still on the attack. This is Olsen, and Olsen can't get...
A little greedy there by Olsen. I think he just should have stepped up and just kept possession of it and looked for another player there instead of trying to shoot no goal, trying to score too quick right there. I think they were up a man there. They could have gotten a wall pass or something there. I'm sure Allen's probably yelling something to him.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20.
It is. That situation, the players have been coached time and time again to do something like that.
Time running out on the Warriors. They trail by a goal. And we have in the neighborhood of 2 minutes or so remaining. Again, the time
Being kept
on the field, and we do not know that exact time.
So we have about 4 minutes left in the game.
Centering pass, and Salem is able to clear. Warriors trying to keep possession. They do. Good feed on the left side in the corner. Warriors a little slow to get there, and a missed opportunity. Couldn't quite get his foot on it. Both teams a little fatigued at this point, I think.
I think both teams are worn out at this point. A little fatigue is an understatement because the whole game they've been going at it. I mean, I haven't seen a letdown anywhere. I mean, every player's been going after the ball, and that's the kind of game you want to see.
That's the kind of caliber of game you expect at this level. Certainly the Warriors, win, lose, or draw, have played extremely well.
I think Allen could be very happy with his team. That was a close call right there. I feel they went off the Salem player. But
blocked at the defense. Heavy contact. Ball goes out of bounds.
That was good, clean contact, though. It was good tackling there.
No question about it. It's been a very clean match. Both teams have played hard.
This could be dangerous here. Oh.
Just cleared by the Warriors, so it'll be a corner kick.
This can be dangerous here.
See, I'm learning about this stuff. I'm figuring out now what's supposed to happen. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Eastern Regional soccer match between Kecoughtan and Salem. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. The Warriors just about out of an opportunity here as they need a goal to extend this game. I think I'm safe to say there's less than 5 minutes to go. I don't know the exact amount. Now this will
I think there's probably close to three minutes left.
For the Warriors, they will go by too quickly at this point.
Definitely, they need to get something here. I mean, they're working hard for it, though.
No, they haven't stopped.
They've stepped up a notch or two just to get there.
An excellent match by both squads. The Warriors not over with yet. Olsen trying to get it on the wing. A header, good job. The Warriors
Okay, we get a set play here, get something going. We got to score something here. I mean, this is it right here, I think. If they don't get anything here, it's going to be...
Matt Dyke with the throw in. And a whistle.
I think it was a foul throw. Matt might have touched his foot on the line. Two minutes are left.
The Warriors, Matt Dyke, right side. Nice tackle by Salem, but it goes out of bounds. A throw in coming for the Warriors.
This is it right here. They got to get something. There's a good ball right there.
Keeping the attack alive.
Oh, good effort.
Wide of the goal. Warriors getting back. Salem in no hurry at all to kick this ball. And a good long kick all the way down into the Kecoughtan end of the field. Warriors with the last gasp here. Down by one. Blaylock has it stolen.
Good tackle. Well, they got to get some defensive here. I mean, get something out. They got to get an attack, a counter attack or something to get down here and score a goal. It's going to be difficult here.
Salem fans exhorting the referee to call the time on this, but it's not
They better
happening yet.
get a ball in or something, because I mean it's close to a minute left. It might be any time now. They got to get it going.
Any moment. Warriors with the long kick downfield.
Oh, that's a good defensive header there.
The Warriors' only goal scored in essence by the Sundevils on themselves. Salem on the attack. Ball deflected out of bounds. Little or no time remaining. Centering pass cleared. The Warriors with a last chance effort here. Blaylock. And that is your game.
Final score, Salem.
So the Salem Sundevils advance to the semifinals, excuse me, the finals rather, and we'll play Cox Friday night.
Salem victory.
An excellent match by both squads. Frank, certainly your comments about the game.
Yeah, it was back and forth the whole way. You could tell from the beginning, though, Salem was a little more skilled, a little more quick-footed, or sure-footed, and all that. I think Kecoughtan played the best game they could have defensively, and like we've discussed earlier, it was defensive laps on both parts when they scored the goals. Obviously, when Salem scored on themselves, but you can't ask for a better game between both teams. I mean, both teams went at it, and like we talk about the officiating was excellent. The game was fair, and like we said earlier, the yellow card put his foot down early, and you can't ask for a better game between two teams. And good luck to Salem. I hope they do well in states.
And certainly our congratulations to the Warriors for an excellent season. 12-5-1 will be their final record.
Right, and I think Alan Lindsay would be very happy with what the team has done, because I don't think they were even predicted to get this far. So
good job by the Warriors, and the Salem Sundevils advance to the finals Friday night against Cox here at Bayside High School. And again, we want to thank the people here at Bayside High School for all of their efforts to help us set up and bring this soccer match to you. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. And we invite you also to watch for future spring sports here on Channel 5. We will be at Virginia Wesleyan College on Monday to do the Bethel Girls Fast Pitch Softball game. That'll be shown here on Channel 5, and we will also have other games for you. So again, the final score, the Kecoughtan Warriors a goal short to the Salem Sundevils. They lose 2-1 to Salem. For Frank Hughes, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.